Welcome home, love. Are you actually living in a trauma environment? Today, I'm going to help by listing the signs. Not all abuse leaves bruises, and it doesn't specifically have to only be happening at home. Also, sometimes trauma lives in things like silence, control, and fear, and you may not even realize that you're living in it. These environments have become somehow normalized, but it is not okay. Someone asked me, how do I know if I'm living in a trauma environment? And I want to thank her because this question is so important and exactly why I started you guys off with the Taking Your Power Back series. It is very hard to build your self-confidence and self-love while also living in these toxic situations. Many people grow up in or into relationships where toxic behavior is normalized, especially when there's no physical violence. So today, I want to give you some real signs to look for. It's not always about physical violence. Emotional and psychological abuse, there's manipulation and control can be just as damaging and break your self-confidence. And sometimes it's all you've ever known. So it doesn't feel like trauma, but it is. Have you ever wondered if your environment is actually traumatic or if you're just being too sensitive? Let's clear that up right now. If you're constantly walking on eggshells, if you're questioning your worth, if you're feeling like nothing that you do is ever enough, that's not just stress. It's actually a sign of living in a trauma environment. Like I said, this stuff applies to all of your environments, not just at home. It's not just about who you actually live with. So I'm going to bring out my red and green flags again, and we'll get to it. Firstly, we'll go over the emotional things like, are you being constantly criticized? Do you have someone in your life that's making you feel bad about yourself? Do they say or do things to make you feel like you're being belittled? Do you have someone that always places the blame on you or someone else? Someone that is constantly gaslighting you? Are they making you feel like your feelings aren't valid or that they aren't real at all? Are you around anyone that twists your words to make you feel like you're the crazy one? Do they call you names or are you calling each other names? These are all red flags. You want to be around the people that offer helpful tips once in a while when it's needed, not constant criticism. And you know the difference. Ask yourself, what does it feel like? Does it feel like they're trying to help you? Or does it feel like they're trying to criticize you and hurt your feelings? Does this person take responsibility for themselves and their actions? Okay, that's a green flag. Do they make you feel seen and heard? Okay, that's a go. You want to find the people that don't get mad and start calling you names. You should not be made to feel like you're dumb. And I want you to remember that your feelings are valid. Don't let people dismissing them make you feel like they aren't. These are the green flags. Stick with that. It's fine. And an indication of the types of people that you want in your life. Now, working for bosses that speak to you in disrespectful ways is also not okay. That's also living in a toxic environment. Do you wake up dreading having to go into your workplace because it's such a mentally draining place for you? Red flag. You're not doing what you're supposed to be doing in life if you're miserable, right? So we're not here to just work at something that pays the bills, but we hate it, and that's just life. Society put a lot of limiting beliefs into our heads, and just staying on the hamster wheel of work and be miserable, and that's just the way that life is, so suck it up, buttercup, and die is one of them. So we're moving away from those. Anyway, let's get back on track. So, people that try to isolate you are also red flags. If you are made to feel guilty for needing outside help, feeling like you're being cut off from things like your friends and your family, cut off from your normal support systems, this is a no. This is a red flag. That person is insecure and attempting to make that your problem. You don't want people in your life that cut you off from your support systems. And so many people in society have stigmatized therapy. I blame the boomer generation for a lot of that. I don't know what happened with them. But I love them. But they like to invalidate feelings big time. We're moving away from that. And why is therapy stigmatized? Because people that live with fear, things with like anxiety, stress, a lack mindset are easier to control. Control has always been the overall agenda, but you guys have to recognize the game and break free from it. Literally, everyone could benefit from going to therapy, honestly. People making you feel like your feelings are invalid and to just suck it up is a limiting belief system that most of us were taught. Going to therapy really helps you with building your self-confidence. So think about it. Anyway, another toxic environment situation that has been widely normalized is doing things like yelling, slamming doors, punching holes in things like walls and doors, destroying property, and similar things. These are all actual no's. Sorry, that's a no. But some abusers will use this type of stuff. And sometimes it's a trauma response from others. But this is a non-physical way to cause fear and intimidation. So please be careful of the intent behind those actions. Next, people that deny doing hurtful things to you. They act like, oh, it never happened, or they blame you for making them act the way that they did. Those are all red flags too. Please take your power back by not allowing the actions of others to upset you so much that they start taking you out of character. This is a very common mistake and a major, major red flag that being around that person is not good for you. Next, using finances as a way to abuse people is a thing. If you're not allowed to access your money, if you're forced to justify every dollar and beg for it, if this person makes you feel like you don't deserve financial freedom, sorry, all red flags too. Something else that's considered a toxic living environment are people that threaten to leave you and take the kids with them. Stop doing that, please. People that threaten to expose your personal business. No. And people that use fear to try to keep you from making your own decisions are all red flags. You need to feel stability. You need to make your own decisions. Make your own decisions. Trust yourself. You can do it. Right? Then, of course, anyone that is physically or sexually abusive, including pressuring you to do things that you don't really want to do, is an obvious red flag. Like, we all know that one. Get those people out of your life. If any of this feels like the environment that you're living in at home or work, then please know that you are not overreacting. Trauma environments have been so normalized that people think that they're just what their experiences is in life is that's just how it is. I'm here to tell you that you deserve peace. You deserve freedom. You deserve love and support. You should not be living with this survival mode version of life. Please know that you are not alone and you can take your power back. Have a conversation with people. Recognize that this is actually an abusive, toxic situation and decide together that it's time to move on from these behaviors. If it's your working environment, then it's time to start looking for a new job. I'm not saying quit and have nothing, but start looking. Preferably for something where you get paid to do something that you love to do. And if you heard what I said and are now feeling bad about yourself because you said, damn, I've done one or more of those things to people before. Do not beat yourself up about that. There's no one among us that has never done anything on the list. I've done things like yelling, slamming doors, and calling people names after they called me a name. And when did I do all of that stuff? When I was living in a trauma environment. Trauma responses are real. Do I know now? Do I do it now? No, because I changed my environment. These behaviors are so normalized but are killing your self-confidence. How do you feel good about yourself when you're treating others bad and or being treated badly? You know, like you're out here and you're yelling at people on the road, giving them the finger. That's not making you feel good about yourself. You're not going home and building your confidence and self-love. Being nuts outside, you know? So we're trying to bring that back down. Make the decision today that you're going to stop doing it. Forgive yourself. Say, I am forgiven. And it really is that simple. Just say, I am forgiven. Take the lessons that you learned from the experience and chuck it, the rest of that ish, in the F it bucket and move on. These are things that we cannot change. Stop punishing yourself for it. You were never meant to live in that pain forever. Move on, baby. It is time. Let the anger go. Let the self-doubt go. Self-criticism, all of this negative self-talk. The need to feel like you need to be perfect. Needing people to validate you. Needing everyone to like you. All of it. Let it all go. This was never how you were meant to live, and you deserve better. If any of this resonated with you, please know you are not alone, and it's not your fault. Trauma environments thrive in silence and confusion, but clarity is the first step toward healing. So here I am to help you with that. Share this with someone who needs to hear it, and leave a purple heart in the comments if you're ready to elevate beyond survival mode. Now, if this gave you hope today, please pay it forward by giving someone else hope. You never know whose life you might change. I believe in you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so grateful for you. I'm sending you all my love. Stay blessed.